Whoa!
Hi, how are you?
Greetings from the Most High. Oh, yo! Wagwan, family.
Yo,
Let's start over. I said I'm gonna be talking English, so let me start it over. Greetings from the Most High. Joe!
Bless up.
How's everyone doing?
Good evening, everyone.
Dre in the building. Rochelle in the building.
Yes, sir. Rap.
Wagwan today.
There you go. So today we're going to talk about why you change, yo. Why you change. Right? And this is as it relates to relationships, right? So we know during relationships, guys and gals do certain things to get one another. And then after the relationship is cemented, then all of a sudden, we don't know why, but things just start to change. And so let's talk about it. Let's dig into it a little bit. See what we come up with.
Yeah, word.
Rochelle, why you change, yo?
First of all, I'm the same person every day, all day. I don't be changing. I'm not no green lizard, okay? First of all.
Go ahead.
I think that a lot of people come very comfortable. And they are like, oh, I already have this person. I know this person loves me and I love them. So therefore, I don't need to do anything more. Now if I was going to the gym, I don't need to go to the gym anymore. Now, if I used to be on a diet, I don't need to do that. I can just eat ice cream every day, all day, blah, 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 because you now feel confident that this person is not going to leave you. And I think that's why most people kind of just relax and let themselves go after the honeymoon phase.
Ali, you were about to say?
I want to say two things. Men are hunters. And if we are hunters and we say we're a lion and we kill our prey, we hunt it and find it, then it kind of seems weird to keep on hunting something that you killed already. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but I'm just saying from a hunter's aspect, I think that familiarity breeds contempt. And absence makes the heart grow fonder. So that's my take on it, at least, So sometimes we just have to disappear sometimes. Keep that excitement, Yeah.
How are you going to maintain a relationship if you're going to disappear?
It's sort of like a butterfly. Butterflies are beautiful to see, but hard to catch. So, you know what I mean? You maintain a relationship by, for me at least, by just always, I don't want to say keeping your options open, but like focusing on yourself at all times, because let's keep it real. Anybody is liable to turn on you one day, So keeping yourself as the main focus and on your purpose.
Even women?
That's a tough one because Eve did come from Adam's rib, if I'm not mistaken. That's a tough one, though. I would say, yeah, if a woman is not in a relationship, her purpose should be the most important thing in her life, yes. But in a relationship, her man should be her number one focus. Because that man...
But then, Ali, you said, hold on, because now you're contradicting what you said earlier, right? Because you just said, so you said men are hunters, right? They're always on the hunt, right? But I feel like if that lady is giving you 100%, you're going to disappear on her. Isn't that what you said? To keep it fresh? Because maybe now she's zoning, she's honed in on you. Mm-hmm.
Bob Marley said, only a coward awakens a woman's love and leaves, something to that extent. So I don't believe that you should just disappear completely, but I mean, I want to end it there. I don't believe you should just disappear completely, but you know
what kind of muscle confusion you talking, Ali? What? Listen, man. First, you say a man should keep his options open. Then you say,
no, I never said a man should keep his options open. A man should be on himself. Number one thing is purpose.
Right. So if his focus is not on his woman, his focus is most likely going to be on his option. Which
his purpose.
Then okay, fine. Okay. So you did say his focus should be on his purpose. And then Rochelle said if she's giving him 100% and his focus is his purpose, what is she getting?
She's getting things that come with that man. She's getting the things. For me, in my instance, I like to cook for my woman a lot. I like to rub her feet when she doesn't ask. And I like to give her back massages. You know?
And then disappear, but not totally.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So where is her stability though? So if you're gonna disappear on her, where's the stability that most women want? Most women, it's a fact. Most women want stability. If you're gonna up and disappear, where is her stability? I think she'd prefer stability more than a foot rub.
I think that we like to think that stability is real, but that's only an illusion because I just had a friend who had a brain aneurysm last week. So the idea of stability, that's just an illusion and a wall we put up in our head and hope that everything goes up. But the truth is any of us could wake up and die at any day.
No, I feel like that's
tomorrow is not
different.
promised.
But I feel like that's different from a relationship. If you give 100% in your relationship and tomorrow you have a brain aneurysm, at least you gave your 100%, right? Because tomorrow isn't promised. And that's the very reason that we should give our 100%, right? And not being here, there, and everywhere, like a floating butterfly.
Right. Let me ask you guys a question. Have y'all ever been in a relationship and the things that you liked that your partner did in the beginning never stopped?
I mean, everybody get content, man. Everyone gets content. When my wife tells me the stuff I used to do, I'm like, what? I used to do all that?
I lied.
Damn, I'm good.
Yo, how that makes you feel on the inside?
Man, I mean, look, it's unfortunate that I don't keep up all the things I used to do, but at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, the house get bigger.
Well, yes, the house did get bigger. The cars did get nicer, but that we all get complacent. Like we all get complacent. So, anyone that tells you that what they did from day one they keep doing, that's a lie. Because euphoria runs out. And the reason we do a lot of things we do when we do them is because of the euphoria. And if the euphoria isn't there anymore, there's a high likelihood that you won't continue to do because you won't feel the same. Right? Like if you've never kissed this girl or guy, every time you see him, all you're thinking about is lips. Oh my goodness, her lips, his lips, whatever, right? And then like you finally get the kiss, and now that passion or what's the word I'm looking for? That thing you were lusting off of, you now have it. So your brain doesn't circle that same target anymore.
Yep.
Because you already got it, right?
Good to go.
So it's the same thing in a relationship. So when you're like you just said, when you're hunting, right? Once you taste the chicken, right? Once you taste the chicken, it's like It's like now it's leftover. And so everybody eats leftovers, right? But fresh food, you know, it kind of hit different than leftovers. And there are people who like leftovers more than fresh cooked meals. But generally speaking, a fresh cooked meal is more enticing than leftover meal, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sometimes that leftover be dumb sweeter the next day. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's what I'm saying. There are some people out there who they're like, yo, put it down till tomorrow because I like it when you put it in the microwave, or I like it when you reheat it. Like, bro, there's nothing that tastes better than after you make brown stewed chicken and rice and peas, and the next day, when you have the leftovers and you pour all that in the same pot and, stir fry that, man, that brown stewed chicken tastes different with the rice and peas. You see what I'm saying?
Let me also bring up this point right here. Yes, Dre, you're right. The rice and peas the next day. I agree. Let me also bring up this point. In the 1950s, 1940s, 1920s, we had a lack of technology that we have today. So say it takes me and my woman 10,000 hours to get bored of each other and complacent. Back in those days with no cell phone, no technology, I'm going to work 7 a.m. and I'm getting home 7 p.m. I'm seeing you probably 3 hours out of that day. Now, because of technology, we talking all day. Whenever you feel like it, you could call me. Those 10,000 hours burn up way sooner, if you guys understand what I'm saying.
That's a good point. But there are ways, all right. So we have to be more cognizant individuals, right? I remember when my wife and I first got married, right? She never wanted to have lunch with me. And I was like, yo, why you don't want to have lunch with me? And she's like, I have work friends. And I see you when I get home. And that showed me, right? That showed me that, look, you have to continue to live your life in conjunction with the new life you're building.
Perfect.
And that's how you stop those, how much ever hours you just mentioned, from burning up too quickly. Yeah. Nowadays, people are talking all day long. And I ask them, when you talk all day long, when you get home, what do you talk about? Because now you're not asking how's your day, because we talked all day. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you like lunchtime, you done complained about everything that happened from the time you clocked in till lunch. Right? Yeah. And then throughout the day, you're calling me because Rochelle at the cooler running her damn mouth again, and Ali ain't doing no goddamn work. He's just walking around the office.
That's it.
So by the time we meet up to take the train home, right? So when we get home, it's to cook the dinner and to get programmed by the TV.
Right.
And then one day we wake up and it's like, who you again?
Rochelle, what's your longest relationship been, and when would you say that the man or you started getting complacent?
Okay, so in my first marriage, yes, I'm married twice. In my first marriage,
Well, are you lucky? You know how much woman want it one time, you done do it two?
Listen, when you got the goody, listen, when you got the goody, you get what I'm saying?
Your milkshake bring all the boys to the yard.
That's all I know. Anyway, so in my first marriage, I was working 2 jobs. I was going to school full time, and I was pregnant, right? So after having my daughter, still working 2 jobs full time, went back to work a couple weeks later. I'm sorry, I was tired. So I don't have time to be doing what I used to do because I got to breastfeed this child. I got to go to my 2 jobs. I don't have the time for nothing, right? But then I quickly learned, like, it doesn't matter everything that's happening on the outside. Like, I still have to make sure that my marriage is good. Because if I'm not married, what use is my 2 jobs? Like, what use is it not having a family to go home to, but I have 2 jobs, right? So I quickly had to learn, like, okay, I need to get it back together really quickly. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but that's a whole different story for a whole different podcast. So, yeah. So I felt that was a time when, circumstances beyond my control, I was just not able to do what I used to do.
Right. So he was asking, at what point in the marriage, like how long in the relationship, how long did it take you to get complacent?
Yeah, I told you, like,
or him.
So
who would you say killed the romance?
Maybe that was about year 3. Because
and how long did you guys last?
We lasted for another 2 years. Then I was just like, bye boy, and I kicked him to the curb.
Wait, so you got complacent and you kicked him to the curb?
Okay, first of all, let me just throw that back. I got complacent because I had 2 jobs. He had 1 job. And I had a newborn, okay? And I pulled myself together really quickly after I realized I was letting myself go. I said that, right? Now, after I pulled myself together, this man will want to be doing what he want to do. So I was just like, boy, because I don't take foolishness. I don't be doing all of that.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, and you can tell me if I heard wrong. So what I'm hearing is he was halfway workless because he have a woman, right, that's working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And he got her pregnant. And instead of him saying, babe, you will leave one of those jobs, I'm going to go pick up a second one. He had you working your 2 jobs and taking care of a baby and didn't change anything about his thing, right? Right? And so because you...
jobs though?
What?
Did he have to work 2 jobs? Or was his 1 job good enough?
Well, if she was working 2 jobs to bring in more income, right? When she stops working that second job, the income in the household is diminished. So he has to replace that. Now, if he was doing overtime...
Would you agree with that? His income, 1 income wasn't enough?
We could always get more income.
Okay.
Rochelle wants more on top of plenty. Okay?
Right.
No, I just felt like there were things that we needed to accomplish and we just needed extra income. But he didn't see the need for that. He had the time because he had time to do other things, but not time to go get a second job. Okay? No, he had the time for that.
All right. So let me finish summarizing what I got from what you said. Okay. So now you burnt out and you became complacent. And so he started seeking the attention that he was expecting to get from you. And then you said, boy, bye. that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How much time did you take off after you had your child?
I took 6 weeks off. So 6 weeks I didn't do any work. First or second job.
Wow. Let me talk about my situation. All right, finish what you were saying, Trey. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go.
My longest relationship was for 7 years with the mother of my child. Beautiful, amazing child. we rushed into things. We didn't really get to learn each other, and we were having sex, I would say, and I was busting about ejaculating 6 times a day roughly for the first year straight, besides when there was periods. And
menstrual cycle.
Yeah. What really, I think, when I really got complacent was I started to, because I was having so much sex, I started to experience early, what do you call that? Erectile dysfunction. And at the same time, she had kind of started complaining about, you know what I mean, things that I was doing, and I didn't know if it was the sex or if it was the complaining. So at that point, I just had lost a lot of love. And I would say after, it was year 7 years that we were together, and we really should have broken up after year 4, I want to say, or year 3.
So what you say? You stop yellow?
Hold on. No. It's the 6 times for me.
Superman.
6 times. What does that even mean?
Say that again. You talk kind of high.
It's the 6 times. It's the 6 times.
Yes, I would ejaculate 6 times a night.
What does that mean?
No pun intended. Huh?
What does that mean? Where's that down?
That means I was the monster.
Both of y'all work? Both of you had jobs?
Yeah, we both had jobs, but we were just so encompassed in each other. And she's a Scorpio. And I know some people may not follow this, but I just recently found out I'm a Scorpio moon. And if you know anything about
Scorpio what?
Scorpio moon.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a Sagittarius. But if you guys know anything about Scorpios, they are the most freakiest signs of them all, followed by Sagittarius. And I totally got just wrapped up in sex. It was my first time having sex without a condom for so often.
Geez.
And you know, I went from treating this woman so special, and then she started crying a lot, and I also didn't know that she had postpartum.
Right.
And all the tears and the crying actually made me stop loving her as much, because the tears came so frequent that I'm like, yo, like, how could one person be so terrible where a person is crying to you? It's better if we're not together no more, you know?
But to God.
But it's hard to just walk away when you have a child as a man, you know, because then it's gonna be 2 rents, it's gonna be child support, it's gonna be a whole bunch of confusion in the household if after a breakup. And that's why a lot of guys will cheat but stay with their woman. It's not because they don't love their woman anymore, but it's because they don't want to feel that financial burden after they break up. You know?
So we kind of went off topic. Okay.
Yes, way off.
But we can bring it back. So sister Rochelle.
Yeah.
So why didn't you think that, okay, I'm about to have a baby. I can't have 2 jobs and take care of a baby. Like, why didn't you think that? I can't talk to your husband because he's not here. And, you know, I don't want to talk about him, but I'm just, you know, I'm a big believer in personal responsibility, right? So even though we may not be at fault, something that happened, we might still have contributed to the end result, right? So
yeah, I agree.
I think 2 jobs, right? 2 jobs for any human being to have 2 jobs is a lot. to have 2 jobs and a baby, that's Kilimanjaro.
Agreed.
And how long were you married when this happened?
We were married for 3 years at that point. But you have to understand,
Gotcha.
like, I'm doing school full time. I don't have to borrow money.
Full time, 2 jobs, and a baby?
Yes.
Get mad now.
You
Yeah.
wildin'.
And I did graduate I graduated with a 3.7 GPA, and I owed $0 when I graduated because of my
wildin'.
discrimination. No,
You
I'm
wildin'.
not.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you shouldn't have worked the 2 jobs? Looking back at it now, you should have put your husband first?
No.
Okay.
Because he showed me his character. It showed me the type of person that he was. So I would not change anything. As a matter of fact, I've learned more because I decided to do that. Because just like Andre said originally, right? He was the one who got me pregnant. We wanted a child. I got pregnant. I was in school. Like literally the day my child was born, I did one of my finals. That was the last day for one of my courses. She was supposed to be born the Wednesday. The finals was the Friday. I begged her not to come until the Friday. I went, I did my finals. Then I went to the doctor and said, get this out of my body. I'm done. Right? It was so bad. But if you have a spouse who knows, like, this is where we see our life. This is the plan. We want a child. We want a house. Want to make sure we're educated because we are going to be building together. This is not just a today situation. It's something that we're building towards for a future, for our family, right? So if this is something that we all planned initially, and I'm holding down my end of the bargain, I'm making sure I'm going back to school, I'm getting enough money so I can save, so I can get a house, so that we can live in our own place. So when we have our kids, we don't have to be renting or whatever, then that was our plan. So at no point in time did it ever cross my mind like, oh, I should never work 2 jobs. Why wouldn't I be able to work 2 jobs? My husband is going to hold me down because he is a man of his word. That's what he said initially.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
This was not at Happy's-That. This was, we were married, we were living together, and we decided we wanted a family, right?
No.
And
Hold you down means what?
meaning, if you see that I'm working 2 jobs and I'm pregnant and I'm going to school, then you could say, babe, maybe don't do one of the jobs. I got it. Whatever you're making from that second job, I will do what I got to do to make that money, to make sure that our family is good. He could have said that too. I see a need, I'm going to feel that need. If I'm doing all of that and I'm still doing a second job, obviously there was a need that needed to be filled. I'm not somebody who just want to go work and kill myself. No, but there is a need and I'm going to fill that need because as I said in our last podcast, I'm not waiting for a knight in shining armor to save me. I am somebody, I go out and I do what I got to do to hold down my own.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which goes back to what I said earlier, saying that that guy was kind of a lazy guy because there's no way. I didn't even realize you were also in school. There's no way. There's no way. Like, I worked 2 jobs. I used to say how people fall asleep standing up or fall asleep doing stuff. Yeah. And I remember I was working 1 job and going to school.
Right.
And I'm on the train, standing, going to school, and I wake up falling. And I'm like, oh, snap. I was sleeping, standing. Right. So you're having 2 jobs and a kid? When since you did married? Might as well you had been a single mom.
Thank you. And that's why this man...
I look at it differently. I think that she shouldn't have been working at all.
But then,
boy.
who's going to support my kids? Who's going to support
Here we go.
Who's going to support
Here we
The
go.
husband.
So,
What would
so
happen
wait, boss.
All right, so
Hold on.
my child's mother, I told her not to work for the first year that our child was born, and I took on all the financial responsibilities with one job and was living comfortable and bought Giuseppe's and had money in the bank and had no problems. But that's just my take.
Rochelle, you know what Giuseppe's is?
No, I don't know what a Giuseppe is.
Me don't know either. So me don't know why I come tell the same by Giuseppe.
What is it?
Do you want to enlighten us, Ali, on what Giuseppe is?
It's an Italian brand, expensive sneakers. I was buying sneakers that range from $700 to $1,200.
So you still have the same job?
While, not really, it's morphed. But I don't have the same job, kind of, but I kind of. But what I want to say is, men fall in love with their eyes, and women fall in love with their ears, what they hear, and men fall in love with what they see. A lot of the times we could become complacent because the person that we started out the relationship with as a man, the woman we started out with sometimes she gets comfortable and starts gaining weight. And that's not the first thing we see when we've seen that person. And a lot of the times a guy was saying all the shit you needed to hear. And then over time, he stopped saying those things. And so it's like, for both parties, we're like, yo, why should I continue to do the things I'm doing if this person is not even the same person that I met anymore? And they don't care to be. You know, this person doesn't care to stay fit. This person doesn't care to say I love you every day anymore. You know, this person doesn't care to hug me and look me in the eyes anymore.
So all right. So let's walk through the evolution of a relationship, right? And I'm talking of a heterosexual relationship. I will always default to heterosexual relationships, just so for anyone listening. So guy sees girl, girl sees guy. Girl left home dressed because she knows there's a guy that's going to see her and she wants to look attractive, right? Mm-hmm. What happens is, after a while, so they get into this relationship, right? After a while, the girl doesn't try as hard and the guy doesn't try as hard, right? To make sure that they are. So a guy and a girl, when in a relationship, doesn't try as hard as if they were single. A lot of people, when they break up, they go join the gym. Because they know they let themselves go while they were in the relationship. So most people, when they're in a relationship, they stop taking care of themselves as well as they did prior to being in a relationship. So now you go over to the girl's house. The girl is she's in some nice pum pum shorts. She's in a t-shirt and rollers in her hair. She knew you were coming, but she's like, oh, it's just Ali coming. I'm leaving my rollers in. Right? Now Ali comes and he's like, all right, what's up, babe? How you doing? And they hang out. Ali's not making a big deal because he's like, all right, that's my girl. Just because she has rollers in her hair, it doesn't change anything, right? Right?
Yeah.
Rochelle, right?
Okay. All right.
So now she gives him a plate of food. I'm just making stuff up. She gives him a plate of food, right? He eats the food, blah, 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 blah. Time goes on, and now it's the rollers. It's the same shorts, but the shirt tear up. right? The shirt has holes in it.
Hold on. Is it from the Kanye West collection? Because remember,
even
that would be a lot of money.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Well, first off, I could give two craps. Whether it's Kanye West's tear-up clothes or it's clothes you tore intentionally, they're both clothes that are torn. And for the life of me, just a left field caveat here, for the life of me, I can't understand people buying clothes that's ripped and paying more money for it. When back in the day, if your clothes was ripped, you would throw it in the garbage. Like you'd be embarrassed to wear it. I went off on a tangent. Now, so she's in the house in torn clothes. And he's like, oh, okay. It's still my babe, right? He knows that if they go out to the movies, the rollers are going to come out. She's going to put herself together and she's going to look fly, right? Right? I keep dwelling on her. Let me talk about some of him, right? So he used to come in, he used to kiss her, he used to probably caress her at the door, blah, 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 right? He probably would see chocolate in the store on his way and pick up some chocolate, or he probably would be walking in the mall and, perambulate through Victoria's Secret and just surprise her with something, right? Now it's 2-3 years in. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go over to Rochelle house. He goes to Rochelle house. Rochelle got the rollers in. She got the shorts on. She got the shirt that's all wrinkled. So Rochelle no longer is trying to make sure, listen, we've all been in the situation, Rochelle, Ali, me, where our significant others coming over and we're so giddy and bubbly, like your insides is tingling because they're coming, right? You've been there, right?
Yeah.
That stuff goes away the longer you're in a relationship. Period.
Right.
So you have to, so because it went away, now she don't feel like she got to do the hair. She got to make sure she's put together, blah, 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 because babe is coming. And, after a while, he stopped going to Vicky's because he's like, yo, she ain't wearing it. She going to wear some tear-up shirt anyway. So I'm not going to buy her no this, that, and the third, right? She's going to have her thing in her hair. And that's why guys and gals, they get in arguments after a while, right? And then they start dissing each other, right? Because we give each other the ammunition to use to disrespect ourselves, to disrespect one another, right? Now, I only was talking about the cosmetic side. I wasn't even talking about the gaining weight, right? Which you talked about, Ali, right? It's hard to take weight off. Taking weight off of your body, especially if you have a lot of weight that you put on since you've been in a relationship, getting rid of that weight is like moving a mountain. Literally, like moving a mountain. Because you have to put in a whole heap of sweat equity inside of your work ethic to get rid of that weight. And it will take you years. And we usually want to get rid of the weight that we took 3 years to put on in 2 months. We usually want to do that, and it don't work that way. Right? So these are some of the things that cause me, the guy, to not do the things I used to do before. Right? If you're not looking good when I walk through the door, right, it's not going to trigger in my head to keep giving you compliments, because I'm going to be lying. Oh, babe, you look so sexy. You got these big old rollers in your hair.
Right.
What is wrong with rollers? Rollers can be sexy.
Nothing is wrong with rollers. I'm painting a picture, right? And one picture, if I come over and my girlfriend is wearing the shorts that say pink or say something sexy on the butt, across the butt, and she has on a nice top and her hair is all flowing and whatever, or if she has dreads or if she has an afro, whatever it is, whatever your fancy is, if you come over and your significant other is well put together, you go over, Rochelle, and your man is in some basketball shorts and a wife beater, and he just finished. Hey, Rochelle, let me tell you something. When you were about to go see your man, and Ali, tell me this if I'm lying. When your girl was about to come over, did you do push-ups before she came?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely I've done that before.
There you go. So guys put themselves together when they know their shorty's coming, because he knows she gonna come. He's gonna be rocking the wife beater. Soon as he knows she just got off the bus or she just parked the car or what, she's coming upstairs, he's dropping and doing 10 or 20 push-ups. Because he wants to make sure when she walks through that door, he's tight. She's about to hug him. She's going to be like, ooh, and they're probably going to start something at the door.
Mm.
I want to say also the pursuit of money for a man can make that man get complacent in the relationship, because sometimes a job can be stressful on a man, you know, and they stop looking and doing things for their woman that they would have appreciated. Sometimes life can become a real kicker, you know. Sometimes people stop listening to music. I remember at one point I always loved music. I loved to have sex to music. And then one point in time, I got boring and dull, and I stopped listening to music while I was having sex. And I was like, damn, yo, this is what I used to do as a young child.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say is pooping, yo. Omar poop in front of me. That is absolutely, relationship is over. We just don't know it yet. But that right there can bring complacency. Like, I think people should try to remain sexy.
Yep.
But that's important.
Yep.
But that goes hand in hand with the rollers in the hair, bro. Because, bro, a female is not, like, if you and a female is not in a long relationship, 9 times out of 10, she's not gonna have you come by and she has rollers in her hair. She's going to get herself done. If a girl doesn't fart around you until y'all been in a relationship for a while.
Right.
And some girls don't fart around you till after y'all get married.
Yeah.
And you going to be like, wait a minute.
This woman married?
You fart?
Dirty,
How come I never smell your fart before?
people know.
I'm telling you.
So to flush the toilet.
Oh no, come on, that's just nasty right there, bro.
Oh, yo, it happened.
No. Listen, she did nasty, and she was nasty, and you didn't know. That's what that was.
It's human. I think it's human to forget to
flush the toilet, bro.
Rochelle, have you ever forgotten to flush the toilet? Be honest.
No.
After you took a jump?
No. Nope.
I'm gonna be honest, because
no. Gotta interrupt it right this up. No.
Sometimes you take a shit and you jump right into the shower.
No, that gotta flush first.
Okay.
You don't wipe your arse. You don't wipe your arse.
I said sometimes you take a shit and jump into the shower. Do you have to wipe?
So you don't wipe your.
That's a different podcast.
Let's change it. Yes. No, Baba, don't finish that one there. No, Baba, don't finish that one there. Don't finish that one there. Yes, please. We'll save you from yourself. So these are some of the things that cause you people to become complacent. So now she comes over, right? She's coming over. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see my bae. And she comes over and dude just opens the door he'd probably give her chups and walk off. Right? No hug, no caressing no more. He don't have the candles lit anymore. Right? She's probably hungry, and he doesn't even have food. She's like, "What you got to eat?" I don't know. Check the fridge. Nothing's in the fridge, because if he's like me, all I had in my refrigerator was cheese and bread and water. That's it. I didn't start having stuff in my refrigerator till my wife started putting stuff in my refrigerator. Literally, I have bread on the top of the refrigerator and cheese and water inside the refrigerator. I had a microwave to warm up the bread, put the cheese in there, drink that. Ali, you used to live that life too, right, Ali? Come on, tell me you used to live that life. All right, fine. He used to buy fancy stuff, so he wasn't like me. But so guys do the same thing, right? Guys do the same, and if I will go out on a limb to say guys fart in front of women before women fart in front of the guys. I feel like the women wait till the guy fart to know, okay, it's cool for me to fart. And then when the women fart, the guys is like, yo, what the hell?
Yo, here's one thing my ex did that really made me her. I don't know if I should say that word on here, but yes, I'll bleep it out. I would buy flowers for the house to be pretty and beautiful in the house, and I would cut them up and prune them up nice, and it would be right in the entranceway on the foyer, the table in the foyer. And one day she had the audacity to say, "You didn't buy those flowers for me, you bought them for the house." I don't know about y'all, but that shit rose my blood pressure through the roof. So ungratefulness brings complacency and loses the romanticism. Maybe some people could say, yo, you should have presented them to her and made her prune them and put them up nice. But to me, she was a part of the house. So if I'm doing things for the house, I'm doing it for you.
So here's the deal, Ali. And us as individual human beings.
Do you guys agree or disagree with that, first and foremost?
I disagree with you. And that's what I'm about to explain to you.
Rochelle?
Yeah.
If your man buys flowers and puts them, and it's for the house. If your man buys flowers and it's for the house, do you say you didn't buy those flowers for me, you bought them for the house? Or would you be appreciative?
But how do you do it? Did you buy it and give it to her and say, babe, this is for you? And then
I will put it in the house.
So you wouldn't give it to her?
No.
Okay. So with that, I would probably say the same thing. Because
ungrateful. Ungrateful. No. Are you not? Listen, that's like hold on. Let me say one thing and then I'm done. That's like your man buying a box of juice for the house and you say, you didn't buy this for me, you bought this for the house. Ungrateful. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, you could have bought it for the house and her, yes. But it's not just buying it, it's just the way how you do it, right? So I appreciate the thought that you even bought the flowers. That is kudos to you. I'm giving you a star for that. However, just giving it to her and say, babe, this is for you. Or babe, whatever it is, honey, the flowers on the table, those are yours. Yes, the thought is it is for the house, but at the same time, you verbalized it, right? Just like some guys are like, listen, me supporting you, me taking care of the house, that's me saying I love you. No, that's you taking care of the house and whatever. But you verbalizing it is everything. So you say, babe, here are the flowers, I love you. Or whatever.
Action, not a bag of mouth.
Oh my God, how about both? How about both? How about putting the action with the mouth? It can work both ways.
Listen, it sounds as though your ex-girlfriend was not into flowers like you were.
Oh, Lord.
Right? And so you went and bought flowers thinking, I'm buying it for her because chicks like flowers. And your girlfriend is, what's the name of them shoes you say you used to buy? Giuseppe's. And your girlfriend is like, nigga, you bought flowers? Bring me a pair of Giuseppe's. That's what you need to bring. Them flowers is for you, not for me. You brought me a pair of Giuseppe's, now we're talking. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times...
Bring it to the juice now. Bring it to the juice. You put down a back box of juice in the house and your woman says, you didn't buy that juice for me. You bought it for the house. You're not going to look at her like shit?
No. It is for the house.
Okay.
Why am I buying her juice?
Huh?
Why am I buying her juice? Is it a juice she like that I don't like? That's the only way it's for her. If I go to the supermarket and I pick up fruit punch, I pick up passion fruit juice, and I pick up lemonade, and she doesn't have a preference, I don't have a preference, the juice is for the house, it ain't for her.
Right. But what if only you and her and one child is in the house and only you and her can pour the juice?
It don't matter. It's for the house. So you want gratitude for doing general stuff. Like you want gratitude for opening your eyes in the morning and for waking up and brushing your teeth. That's general stuff. You want gratitude. Nah.
Flowers is general. Flowers is general to you, yes.
No.
I didn't have to go out of my way, pick up beautiful arrangement, spend extra money on it.
Did she want it? If she never want it, it's for you. If she don't tell you, honey, I love flowers, and so every time you go out, you see flowers, you buy it. If she never told you she liked flowers, every time you buy flowers, it's for you. It ain't for her.
Okay.
That's what we do and that's what I was about to say to you, right? We as individuals, what we think we like, we assume the other person likes it too. So you like flowers, so you assume she likes flowers, and so you go buy her flowers. You like expensive sneakers, so you assume she likes expensive sneakers, so you go out and you buy her expensive sneakers. And she looks at you and she's like, I don't give a F about your sneakers. All I wanted was for me and you to sit down and have dinner. And you're blowing your mind because you just spent $4,000 on these sneakers. And she's like, all I wanted was a $150 dinner. Or all I wanted was a $200 dinner. Where I could have wore the dress that I just bought to look sexy for you at dinner. But in your head, you're like, you so damn ungrateful. I just spent $4,000 on these sneakers, $7,000 on this necklace. Whatever it is you spent, you're flipping out now, right? Because you went and you thought you were doing something. And you did do something. But you didn't do what she wanted. And so you could move the world. But if she wanted the world to stay the same, might as well you had left it. Might as well you didn't have done it.
Right.
And that's what a lot of guys, a lot of people don't get. I met a guy. His wife would do everything in the house. Everything in the house. He didn't have to lift a finger. And he was complaining. And she's like, why is he complaining? I do everything. He don't have to live. He lived like a king. Why is this dude complaining? And he's like, all I want you to do is rub my head when I get home from work. And she refused to rub his head. She refused to rub the guy's head. He said it to her.
Maybe, hold on, which head?
No. I'm not being sexual. I'm not being sexual right now.
Who's ungrateful in that position?
Who's ungrateful? No one is being ungrateful. It's all that is miscommunication. Mm-hmm. So she spends all day long cleaning the house, cooking dinner, making sure the house is clean. And he gets home from a long day's work, and he goes and lays down on the couch, and she comes and sits next to him, and he moves and put his head in her lap. And all he wants is for her to rub his head. And she's like, get off of me. You hot. Or they just sit there and watch, or she is Jamaican. And she just sit there and watching the TV.
I love that.
Right?
I love
nothing.
That.
And he's like, I've told her multiple times, rub my head. And she's like, I'm not rubbing his head. Now you ask me who's ungrateful. I'm gonna ask you who's dumb. Because what's easier? Cooking all day, cleaning all day, or waiting, and then when he come home, rubbing his head. Which one's easier, Rochelle?
But my thing is, did they know this at the start? Like, is this something that just came up? Because
it don't matter. It don't matter.
I think the man is ungrateful, and I think the woman is dumb. I think the man should be appreciative of everything she's doing, regardless if she says, I'm doing it for you or not. It's about
Ali.
It's about seeing what is being done, the action that's being taken. Right. And I want to go into this really quick. There was a book by Dr. Gary Chapman, and it's called The 5 Love Languages. And that really brought up what you were just saying, really brought up this. He says that we have 5 ways that we receive love and that we give love. And it goes exactly to what you were talking about how one person wants one thing, so they may give what they want, and that may not be the way somebody else receives love. So the 5 things are acts of service, meaning I vacuum for you, I cook you a meal. Physical touch.
I put flowers in a vase and set them up real nice.
Right. Physical touch, non-sexual, meaning I hug you, I grab your hand, I kiss you a lot.
Rub the head.
I rub your head, right.
Which head we talking about? We have to be very clear, have to be very specific.
You're funny. Which head you want to be talking about? Exactly.
It's not about me. It's not about me.
You're the only one bringing it up.
Because it is unclear to me. But anyway, continue.
Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
Third one is words of affirmation.
Uh-huh.
Meaning I say, thank you, baby, for holding that door for me. You know you're the greatest. You could do whatever. You want to fly to the moon, baby? You got this. You could do it. I believe in you. The 4th one is quality time. Just spending time with each other, looking into each other's eyes. And the 5th one, which a lot of women get confused and think is their love language, is receiving gifts. But exactly what you were speaking to, Dre, I may want somebody to rub my head, so I'm constantly holding my woman's hand or rubbing her head. But she may want flowers. She may want quality time. And so it's this lack of communication and not understanding what our love language is, what we like to give and what we like to receive, that can cause, after the lust period is gone, can cause just absence of, you know what I mean, presence in the relationship.
So you need to forgive your ex-girl for what you called ungratefulness with the flowers when she never asked you for flowers. So why should she be grateful about flowers when she never asked you for flowers?
Because she said, you didn't buy this for me, you bought this for the house. And to me, that is so dumb. That is like saying, yo, you didn't do this for me. You did this for Jamaica, and you live in Jamaica. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's so dumb. If you are a part of a house, and this is just one thing, that doesn't mean that I never gave her gifts and was like, this is for you. This is just one thing I'm saying. That doesn't mean that I didn't do other things.
So listen to what you just said. If you buy something for the house and she's part of the house,
and there's only two people that live in the house, 2 adults, me and her.
So if she buy a pillow for she sleep on, you need to be grateful for the pillow.
If I get to use the pillow, yes.
Well, she not gonna stop you, but she buy it for herself.
Right. If I get to use it. To me, when you walk, and this is just me, I could be wrong. When you walked in our house, every Friday I bought flowers, you would be greeted to a beautiful bouquet. Maybe that didn't tickle her fancy, that's cool. But to say that you bought it for the house and not me, and I'm a part of the house, is an oxymoron.
No,
it's better if you would have said, yo, you bought those flowers for you. You didn't buy them for me.
That's what she said. You said that's what she said.
No, she said you bought them for the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, boss. Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing, but you just want to interpret it differently.
Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. That you have to find out what your partner wants.
Yeah, and do that. And you save a lot of money, and you make your life so much easier. Because listen, let's talk sex, since Rochelle wants to talk sex all evening. Right? So every man, right? Every man, part of their goal during sex should be to caress the G-spot, right? And right, and when you're able to do that, right, you would be able to bring the woman to climax, hopefully, right? You doing what she wants you to do is you caressing the G-spot every single time. But a lot of us don't have the wherewithal to know and figure out and understand. Because listen, again, I just mentioned, if all she wants is a $200 dinner and you keep going out and buying $10,000, $7,000, $5,000, $3,000 stuff, none of that matters, because all she wants is a $200 dinner or $500 dinner. And I think when
I'm cooking.
Whatever. No, cooking might not have the same effect because she want to dress up and go out. She want to dress up for you. She bought a dress. And she's like, oh, the next time we go out, I'm going to wear this. I'm going to blow his mind. But he keep buying me shoes and never taking me out. He keep buying me earrings and never taking me out. So I wear the earrings. So watch this. This is how it backfires, right? So she wears the earrings to work. And the guy who sits across from her is like, ooh, girl, them earrings look so good on you. And she now has to tell the guy who she doesn't have any affinity to, thank you for a compliment, that if her man had decided he was going to, put on let her do the $200, $400 dinner, he would have been the one giving her the compliment. Hopefully. Let me say hopefully, because let me tell upon myself, I don't give a lot of compliments. So let's hope the guy see the earring and see him girl dress up good and say, yeah, you look good, baby love. Because at the end of the day, the women want compliments from the guys that they're with. Guys would take compliments from anybody, but women want compliments from the guys that they're with.
That's true.
So I think as it relates. So what? Let's talk about before we get off. Let's talk about what could we do to not become complacent. We just talked about all the complacent stuff. So
Staying fit. Number one, staying fit.
I think you need to keep each other accountable. So you raise a good point, staying fit. But I think if both partners are working out together, or the man is like, babe, come on, let's walk around the block. Let's take a walk in the park or whatever. Find a way. Let's say she doesn't want to do it. Oh, babe, I'm tired, blah, 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 blah. Like, babe, come on. Maybe, because, okay, I'm not a morning person at all. I hate the morning. So for my partner to be working out at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm never going to work out with him because I'm not waking up, right? But if we can find a compromise where he's like, okay, babe, I got you. When is the best time for you? When is it that both of us could work out together? When is that both of us could take a walk? Maybe instead of just saying staying fit, but how can we make a compromise where both of us are doing it so that both of us are benefiting from this? So I do agree with that as well. And I think just keeping each other accountable, right? Like, babe, come on. You have to eat healthy, or just cook the food that you want your partner to have so you're both healthy, right? Maybe if she's only wearing a certain, underwear or whatever, you can buy something that you want your partner to wear, whether it's a male or female, right? So
she may say you didn't do that for me, you did it for the house.
Oh my gosh, no. If my man buys me some sexy underwear from Victoria or from wherever, he gets that, bra, panties, whatever, lingerie, whatever, right? And he's like, babe, I want you to wear this tonight. That is going to be fire, because guess what? I'm going to want to be exercising. If he's buying me all these lingeries and all these different things, I have to make sure my body be looking right. So whenever I wear that, he's going to be like, what? So I think both of us need to take responsibility and accountability to make sure that there's always fire. If I see that the fire is going out, what can I do? I need to do some self-reflection. What can I do to spice this up? We could even have probably Jeopardy, or giving out coupons, like, baby, you have a coupon. You can get a head rub, or, I give you a foot massage, I give you a massage, whatever it is, just to make sure it's always spicy, just make sure that there's always fire, that there's some heat there, so we never become so complacent.
True.
Yes, I love that.
Which head?
I don't know. Which of my head you were talking about that the man said he wants to do wife to rub? I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Another thing I was going to say is also maintaining your life outside of your relationship. Because I've gotten so absorbed into a relationship and lost all of my friends.
I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
And after I snapped out of it, it kind of brought me resentment towards the person. And that was my fault, I take full responsibility for losing my friends, but maintaining and keeping up with your personal life and going out still with your friends, that can make you appreciate your partner a lot.
If she's not jealous.
Yes.
Or he's not jealous.
Right.
I think it's hard, right? It's hard to stay engaged all the time. That's why the greatest players in basketball are the greatest players in basketball, because their intensity level is usually higher than everyone else's, and they usually have an extra gear. The people who have long-lasting relationships most times aren't any better or loving than anybody else. They just made a decision to make sure that the person they're with, they put at the forefront of whatever it is that they're doing.
Bang, 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 bang.
Right? A woman makes sure that she cares for the husband however he want to be cared for. The husband makes sure that he takes care of the woman however she wants to be taken care of. And women would tell you what they want. they'll tell you what they need. Guys will tell you what they want. They'll tell you what they need. Right? But a lot of times, I give you an example of with me. Instead of telling my woman, hey, babe, man, you look good today, blah, 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 blah. She would say, wow, I walked through the door and I get compliments and I left with you and I didn't get any compliments. And I'm like, yo, you know you look good. That's why I'm married you.
No. It's not the same.
Listen. I know. I'm showing you what the difference is between doing what's right and because for a guy is like, you want me to tell you every day say you look good? Every day? And a woman will say yes. But in a guy's mind, he's like, yo, if me tell you 3 times, you don't know say you look good, me no need to tell you again.
But this is a different outfit, you know? Yeah, I definitely get it, yeah.
So in order to keep the flames and the fire and the engagement and all of these different things going, all of those little nuanced things that we take for granted, you have to hone in on them. If you need to put it on a calendar so you get a reminder, then do that.
Yeah.
Right? You got it, but those little things for a woman is important.
Right.
I laugh. Sure.
2 things that you just reminded me of when you said the NBA thing. We must also remember that we are human beings. We are not robots. And it is okay. Your love for your partner won't always be at 100%. Sometimes it's going to be at 50. Sometimes it's going to be at 80. Sometimes it's going to be at 100. But also with that, that doesn't mean that when we are upset with our partner, we should treat them any different and stop doing the things that we did for them. That is a big thing too. Sometimes when we're mad, we'll be like, oh, I'm not cooking for you because I'm mad at you. Oh, I'm not going to have sex with you because I'm mad at you. Don't touch me because I'm mad at you. And those things kill relationships and create resentment also.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say that. It's hard. It's hard to do the things you do when you're happy, when you're mad, bro. But again, maintaining a relationship is hard. So, yeah. Right. That's all I was about to say. Maintaining a relationship is hard. So, yeah. I get it. Well, hopefully the listener was able to glean something from the discussion. Hopefully something we said hit home with you and is able to help you. Hopefully in the future, we'll be able to have some listeners call in and throw some curveballs at Ali and Rochelle and me. To help them, figure out whatever it is the topic of the day is.
Yes. Yo, thank you guys for your dynamic look on the topic today too. Appreciate the views, your opinions.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Very enlightening. Especially the love language. I think that's very important because just because I like this doesn't mean that you like this, so that's something that I definitely will take with me. That's a good thing.
Right. Yeah. Buy the book, Gary Chapman. Buy the book.
Yeah.
Actually, when I said what I said, that's coming directly from that book. That's my
because I cut you off, Dre, actually.
No, I said, when I said what I said, that was coming directly from that book. That's my favorite couple relationship book. And that was a book we had to read together as a couple and do the worksheets in the back during couples counseling. So yeah, guys, thank you.
Bless up.
Yeah, bless up.
Bless up to the Empress, Rochelle.
Thank you. Same to you.
Rap. And have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Catch you guys next time.
Bye.